Welcome to Tungal online classes. Today we are going to discuss about the topic of Lenz law. Lenz law. So what is the Lenz law and what is the need of the Lenz law in electromagnetism means? Electromagnetism means Lenz law is a fundamental law. The Lenz law is a what? Fundamental law which is involving law of conservation of energy. Very important question for the 2 marks. What is the Lenz law and what is the need of the Lenz law means? The Lenz law is nothing but a fundamental law in the electromagnetic induction. Lenz law is a what? A fundamental law in the electromagnetic induction, and which is involving the law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. Already we know the statement of the law of conservation of energy. Energy neither be created nor be destroyed. Energy neither be created nor be destroyed. It will be changes from one form to the another form. So in the case of the electromagnetic induction also, the energy will be converted from one form to the another form. That was explained by the Lenz law. That's why we are saying that the Lenz law will be the fundamental law which is involving the law of conservation of energy. That is the purpose of Lenz law we consider, and what it will be giving, that the Lenz law will be giving the direction of either induced EMF or induced electrical current. So what is the main purpose of, what is the main need of the Lenz law means? The Lenz law will be giving either the direction of the induced EMF or the direction of the induced electrical current. This is the main role of the Lenz law in the electromagnetic induction. Once again, what is the Lenz law means? It is a fundamental law. It is a fundamental law which is involving the law of conservation of energy. And what is the main purpose of the Lenz law means? The Lenz law will be giving the direction of either induced EMF, or the direction of the induced electrical current which is produced in the electromagnetic induction. So here we will see the definition. We will see the definition of the Lenz law. The definition of the Lenz law means what? The polarity of the induced EMF. The polarity means it is nothing but direction. The polarity of induced EMF. The polarity of induced EMF is always such that it tends to produce the induced electrical current. This induced electrical current which will opposes the change in external magnetic flux, which is produced it. So this is the definition of the Lenz law. Once again, see the definition of the Lenz law. What is the definition of the Lenz law? The polarity of the induced EMF, which is producing the induced electrical current. So due to the induced EMF only, induced electrical current will be produced. This induced electrical current will be opposes the change in external magnetic flux, which is produced means due to the change in external magnetic flux, induced EMF is produced. Due to the induced EMF, the induced electrical current will be produced. As a result, this induced electrical current was actually opposes the change in external magnetic flux. So this is the definition of the Lenz law. Once again, see what is the definition of the Lenz law. The polarity of the induced EMF, is always such that it tends to producing the induced electrical current. It is tends to produce induced electrical current, and which will be opposes the change in external magnetic flux. Now we will see the explanation of the Lenz law. So from the definition of the Lenz law, already I told that the polarity of the induced EMF, which is producing the induced electrical current, that induced electrical current is opposes the change in external magnetic flux. How it is possible? See, once you have change in external magnetic flux, this change in external magnetic flux will be producing the induced EMF, This induced EMF is producing the induced electrical current or induced current. So whenever there is a change in a magnetic flux which is linked with the given coil, that is linked with the given coil, as a result, first one which was existed within the coil means induced EMF was existed within the coil. Due to this induced EMF, induced electrical current will be existed, or induced electrical current will be flowing within the given coil. Due to this induced electrical current, induced magnetic field was produced. Due to the induced electrical current, suppose this is the given coil, so by bringing the bar magnet towards the face of the coil, change in magnetic flux will be existed. Due to the change in magnetic flux, induced EMF is produced in this coil. In the given coil. As a result, induced current will be existed. Suppose in this given coil some current will be flowing. The nature of that current is what? Induced current. So already we know that in a given circular current carrying coil, whenever the current will be flowing, this current will be producing the magnetic field. Magnetic field. Here what is the nature of the current? Induced current. So that this induced current will be producing which type of magnetic field means the induced current was producing the induced magnetic field. So whenever the induced magnetic field will be there, so what was existed means induced magnetic flux will be existed. So finally, what physical quantity we achieved here? Due to the change in external magnetic flux, the change in external magnetic flux will produces the induced magnetic flux. The change in external magnetic flux finally producing which type of magnetic flux means induced magnetic flux. How the induced magnetic flux was produced? From this sequence, change in flux will be producing the induced EMF. Induced EMF is producing the induced electrical current. This induced electrical current is producing induced magnetic field, which is also producing the induced magnetic flux. So what is the final product? The final product is nothing but induced magnetic flux. Now, whatever the definition we wrote in the Lenz law, what is the definition? The induced EMF is always such that it tends to producing the induced electrical current which opposes the change in a magnetic flux means actually the source to oppose the external magnetic flux is whom? Either the induced EMF or induced current. But Finally, who are opposing the change in magnetic flux means, who are opposing the change in magnetic flux means induced magnetic flux. So whatever the induced magnetic flux that was produced within the given circular current carrying coil, that induced magnetic flux is always, opposes the change in external magnetic flux, Once again, what is the meaning of opposition of the change in magnetic flux? How can we understood? Suppose I am assuming that the external magnetic flux, change in external magnetic flux will be, increases. Change in magnetic flux will be increases. So what we are assuming that, so whenever the boromagnet will be bringing towards the face of the coil, whatever the magnetic flux or the change in magnetic flux that was linked with the given coil, will be increases. So what we are assuming that the change in magnetic flux value will be increases. So whenever the change in magnetic flux will be increases, whenever the change in magnetic flux value increases, what is the work of this induced magnetic flux means? The induced magnetic flux tries to decrease the external magnetic flux. External magnetic flux. This is whenever the change in flux which was linked with the given coil will be, increases. The change in external magnetic flux value, whenever the change in external magnetic flux value will be increases, in that case, the role of the induced magnetic flux is what? Means the induced magnetic flux will be tries to decrease the change in external magnetic flux. To understood more easily, suppose the direction of the external magnetic flux, will be acting towards the left. So because it is a source, it is a main flux, due to that induced EMF was produces. So here in the first case, what we assume, the change in magnetic flux value will be increases, so that the role of the induced magnetic flux will be what? It has to decrease the external magnetic flux. For that purpose, the direction of the induced magnetic flux, is acting in opposite direction to the change in external magnetic flux. Once again, this point is very, very important. Whenever the change in a magnetic flux value will be increases, at that time the role of the induced magnetic flux is that, it should be decreasing the external magnetic flux. For that purpose, the direction of the induced magnetic flux, must be acting opposite to the direction of the external magnetic flux. So this is the case whenever the change in external flux value will be increases. Suppose in the case 2, the change in a magnetic flux value will be decreases. The change in magnetic flux value will be what? Decreases. So in the statement already we told that, either the induced EMF or the induced electrical current is always opposes the change in external magnetic flux, is always opposes the change in external magnetic flux. Once again coming to the case 1, because the external magnetic flux value will be increases, because the external magnetic flux value will be increases, here the induced magnetic flux will be acting in opposite direction. As a result, net flux will be decreases, but in the case 2, what I am saying here, the change in external magnetic flux, which was linked with the given coil, will be decreases means what? When it will be existing, whenever the bar magnet will be moving away from the given coil, whatever the flux linked with the given coil, that value should be decreases. So what point we have to understood? When the change in magnetic flux value that was linked with the given coil will be decreases means, whenever the bar magnet will be moving away from the given coil, at that time, whatever the external flux produced by the bar magnet that should be linked with the given coil, will be decreases. So this is the reason behind the change in external magnetic flux will be decreases. So whenever the change in magnetic flux will be decreases, what is the role of the induced magnetic flux? Means it is always opposes the change. Here change in magnetic flux value increases, that's why induced magnetic flux will be what? Decreases the external magnetic flux. So in this case, because the change in magnetic flux value decreases, the role of the induced magnetic flux is to increase the external magnetic flux. Here the change in magnetic flux will be increases, that's why it is tries to decrease the change in magnetic flux. Here the change in magnetic flux value will be decreases, because of that reason the induced magnetic flux will be tries to increasing the change in external magnetic flux. For that purpose the induced magnetic flux will act in the direction of external flux. Here to decrease the external magnetic flux, the induced magnetic flux will be acting in opposite direction. Here to increasing the external magnetic flux value, the induced magnetic flux is always acting in the direction of the external magnetic flux. So we are keeping the direction of the external magnetic flux will be constant. So this is the external flux direction. To increase the external flux value, the induced flux also acting in the same direction. The induced flux is also what? Acting in the same direction. Since these two flux will be acting in the same direction, as a result the resultant flux will be increases. So by this method, because of this reason, the change in external flux value will be increases by the induced magnetic flux. So this type of law we are calling as Lenz law. So Lenz law will be giving what? The Lenz law will be always saying that the either induced EMF or induced electrical current is always opposes opposes the change in a magnetic flux. Change in magnetic flux. If external flux value increases, induced flux decreasing that value. If external flux value will be decreases, the induced flux will be tries to increasing the external magnetic flux value by acting in the same direction of as that of the external magnetic flux. So this is called what? Lenz law. Very important. Very important. We will verify the case 1. We will verify the case 1. So what is the case 1? External magnetic flux value will be increases. External magnetic flux value will be what? Increases. See here. So in the case 1, what I was told that whenever the external magnetic flux value will be increases, external magnetic flux value will be increases, whatever the induced EMF or the induced electrical current or induced magnetic flux that was opposes the increase in the external magnetic flux value. See here, I am assuming that one circular current carrying coil will be considered. One circular current carrying coil will be considered, and I taken one more bar magnet here. So which is having the north pole, and another one is a what? South pole. So to explain the Lenz law, so here we consider one circular current carrying coil, as well as one bar magnet. So here we are keeping the coil in the state of the rest. And we are bringing the bar magnet. Towards the face of the coil. So whenever the bar magnet will be approaching the face of the coil, what we understood, what we notice means the change in magnetic flux value will be increases. Which was linked with the given coil. Why? Whenever the bar magnet will be coming to the nearer to the face of the coil, maximum number of lines of forces are passing through the coil. As a result, the flux linked with the given coil will be increases. That means external magnetic flux value will be increases. So whenever there is a change in a magnetic flux, what we know that it will be inducing the induced EMF. As a result, induced current is also produced. Already I told, whenever the change in magnetic flux will be increases, the induced magnetic flux will be acting opposite to the direction of the external magnetic flux. So this is what we discussed earlier. So whenever the change in magnetic flux value will be increases, induced magnetic flux will be opposes the external magnetic flux value. See, from the diagram, the bar magnet will be approaching the face of the coil, means the direction of the external magnetic flux will be acting towards left. In this case, the direction of the induced flux will be opposite to the direction of the external flux. So we know that the magnetic field lines are always coming outwards from the north pole. Suppose we are assuming that this is one of the given coil, and the bar magnet will be approaching the face of the coil. So external magnetic flux direction will be in this direction. So the induced magnetic flux direction will be opposite to the direction of the external magnetic flux. So the induced magnetic flux will be leaving from this surface. The induced magnetic flux will be what? leaving from this surface. So the induced magnetic flux will be leaving from the given surface means induced magnetic flux will be leaving from the given surface means that a surface will be acting as a north pole. Very important. Whenever the north pole of the bar magnet, is approaching the face of the coil, what we notice, change in magnetic flux value will be increases. To oppose the change in external magnetic flux, induced magnetic flux must be acting opposite to the direction of the external magnetic flux, and the induced magnetic flux in this case will be leaving from that given surface, So whenever the flux will be leaving from the given surface means that a surface will be acting as a north pole. So that whenever the north pole of the bar magnet is approaching the face of the coil, the surface or the face will be acting as a north pole. Whenever the particular face will be acting as a north pole, the direction of the induced electrical current will be existed in the anti-clockwise direction. So from this, what we have to conclude means, so we have to write, if north pole is approaching the face of the coil, if the north pole is approaching the face of the coil, its face is acting as a north pole. And the induced current is existed in anti-clockwise direction. So from this observation, so what we notice remains, whenever the north pole of the bar magnet is approaching the face of the given coil, to oppose the change in external magnetic flux, induced magnetic flux will be leaving the surface. Means that a surface is nothing but a north pole. If the surface will be acting as a north pole, the direction of the induced current will be existed in anti-clockwise direction. Similarly, for the same coil, we place the bar magnet in front of the coil. So, and the north pole of the bar magnet will be facing the surface of the coil, So here, whenever the bar magnet will be approaching, here the external magnetic flux value will be what? Increases. In this case, the bar magnet will be moving away from the given coil. So whenever the bar magnet will be moving away from the given coil, so what we notice, external magnetic flux value will be decreases. Whenever the bar magnet was moving away from the given coil, the change in external magnetic flux which was linked with the coil will be decreases. So whenever the external magnetic flux will be decreases, what is the direction of the induced magnetic flux? The direction of the induced magnetic flux is also existed in the direction of the external flux. So here, even though the bar magnet will be moving away from the coil, the magnetic field lines are moving in this direction only. So that what is the direction of the external flux? The direction of the external flux is always acting towards the left side direction, because north pole will be facing the coil. So in this case, external flux also, the induced flux also acting in the direction of the external flux. In this particular case, whenever the external magnetic flux value will be decreases, in this particular case, the induced flux is also acting in the direction of the external flux. Coming to here the induced flux will be leaving the surface. Induced flux will be leaving the surface. At that time, the particular phase will be acting as a north pole. But in this case, the induced flux also acting into this surface. The flux is nothing but what? The number of lines of forces are entered into that surface. Entered into that surface means that a particular surface will be acting as a acting as a south pole. Whenever the flux is entered into the particular surface, whenever the flux was entered into that particular surface, that surface will be acting as a south pole. So whenever the face of the coil will be acting as a south pole, the induced current will be adjusted in a clockwise direction. The induced current will be adjusted in which direction? Clockwise direction. So in the previous case, the induced current will be adjusted in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. In this particular case, the induced current will be adjusted in which direction? Clockwise direction. That means what we will write? If north pole of the bar magnet, if the north pole of the bar magnet is moving away from the given coil, its face of the coil, or the face of the coil acting as a south pole, and the direction of induced current is in clockwise direction. So this is the observations we observed while the bar magnet is approaching the face of the coil, or the north pole of the bar magnet is approaching the face of the coil, that a particular face will be acting as a north pole, and the direction of the induced current is a what? Anti-clockwise direction. If the north pole will be leaving the surface, the face of the coil will be acting as a south pole, and the directions of the induced current is a what? Clockwise direction. So that by using the Lenz law, we also find the direction of the induced electrical current, which is produced within the given coil, due to the change in external magnetic flux. So this is about a Lenz law. It's a very, very important one. Next concept is the expression for induced EMF as well as induced current and induced electrical charge. Just now only we told that due to the change in external magnetic flux, induced EMF is existed within the given coil. Whenever the EMF will be there, current will be there. Whenever the current will be there, induced charges are also present within the given coil. So how can we calculate those induced current as well as induced charges? Now we are going to discuss. The first one is induced EMF. So already we know that according to the Faraday first law, Faraday second law, either Faraday first law or Faraday second law, the induced EMF which was produced within the given coil will be equal to the negative rate of change of magnetic flux. Negative rate of change of magnetic flux. So, according to the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, we will write E is equal to minus d phi by dt. E is equal to what? Minus d phi by dt. So, here the negative sign is indicating what? The negative sign is indicating that the induced EMF opposes the change in magnetic flux. Opposes the change in magnetic flux. So, that the negative sign is indicating what? The induced EMF was opposes the change in magnetic flux. So, that's what we will write. E is equal to minus d phi by dt. So, what is the d phi by dt? Here the d phi is indicating what? Change in a magnetic flux. Change in magnetic flux. So, this d phi value can be written as a change in magnetic flux is equal to, we will write final flux minus initial flux. Final flux minus initial flux. If the change in flux will be taken, the change in flux will be taken in a time interval of t seconds, the induced EMF is equal to, minus change in magnetic flux means what? Final magnetic flux minus initial magnetic flux, phi f minus phi I by, in what time interval? In a time interval of t seconds. So, this is the another expression for induced EMF in terms of the initial magnetic flux and the final magnetic flux in terms of the time interval. Suppose if the given coil is consisting of n number of terms. So, for n number of terms, the induced EMF becomes minus n into phi f minus phi I by t. So, this equation is for what? If the coil will be consisting of a singleton, if the same coil is consisting of n number of turns, so through the n number of turns, how much EMF was produced means E is equal to minus n into phi f minus phi I by t. So, this is the expression for what? Induced EMF. Next, second one, induced current. So, whenever in a given coil, induced EMF was existed in that given coil, induced current is also flowing. That what we proved in the case of the Lenz law. If the north pole is approaching, induced current was existed in the anti-clockwise direction. If the north pole is receding, so the induced current was existed in the clockwise direction. So, induced current will be existed. Already we know the formula for the induced EMF. What is the formula for the induced EMF? E is equal to minus phi f minus phi I by t. So, I took the formula for 1 turn. So, for 1 turn, induced EMF is equal to minus of phi f minus phi I by t. If we are assuming that the resistance of the coil will be taken as a capital R. Resistance of the coil is equal to what? Capital R. According to the Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR. According to the Ohm's law, what we will write? Potential difference V is equal to IR. So, here in the place of V, we will write E. E is equal to I into R. Therefore, induced current I is equal to E by R. I is equal to what? E by R. Already you know the EMF value here. Therefore, I is equal to 1 by R into minus of phi f minus phi I by t. So, this is the expression for the induced current which is existed in a given coil. Whenever you know the initial comma final flux values, whenever you know the resistance of the loop, we easily calculate what amount of the induced current was flowing through the given coil. This is the expression for what? Induced current. Induced charge. So, here we know that we know that induced current is equal to what you know here. Induced current I is equal to EMF by resistance. So I will write induced current I is equal to E by R. I is equal to what? E by R. So resistance of the coil will be constant. Resistance of the coil will be constant. So by the definition of the electrical current, the instantaneous current will be given by I is equal to dq by dt. I is equal to what? dq by dt. Therefore dq by dt is equal to 1 by R into EMF E is equal to, by the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, we write E is equal to minus d phi by dt. So this dt will be getting cancelled. So what you got? dq is equal to minus 1 by R into d phi. So d phi means what? Change in a magnetic flux. From where to where the flux will be changes? The flux will be changes from initial flux to the final flux. Whenever you know the limits, we go through the integration to find the total charge. So Q total is equal to integral dq. So that integral of dq means what? Minus 1 by R into d phi. What are the limits? Phi initial to the phi final. So this value is equal to minus 1 by R into d phi is equal to what? Phi limits from initial to final flux. Now if you substitute the limits, total induced charge Q induced is equal to minus 1 by R into, first we have to substitute the upper limit minus lower limit. Phi final minus phi initial by R. Therefore induced charge is equal to, so finally what expression you got here? Induced flux is equal to what? Phi initial minus phi final by R. So this is the expression for induced electrical charge which was produced within the given coil due to the change in external magnetic flux. In the moving charges and magnetism, we discuss about Fleming's left hand rule. What is the need of the Fleming's left hand rule in that topic means, by using the Fleming's left hand rule, we can find out the direction of the force which is acting on a current carrying conductor when it was placed in the magnetic field. So what is the main purpose of Fleming's left hand rule means, by using the Fleming's left hand rule, we can identify or we can find the direction of the magnetic force, which is experienced by a current carrying conductor that was placed in the given magnetic field. So for that purpose we use Fleming's left hand rule. In that Fleming's left hand rule, we told that the thumb is representing the direction of the magnetic force, and the forefinger is indicating the direction of the magnetic field, and the middle finger is indicating the direction of motion of the charged particle. That only we told. F, B, V. F means what? Force, forefinger magnetic field, and the middle finger is indicating the velocity direction or the direction of the motion of the charged particle. Now coming to the Fleming's right hand rule. So what is the purpose of the Fleming's right hand rule means, in the electromagnetic induction, already we discussed induced EMF is produced, induced electrical current is produced due to the change in magnetic flux which is linked with the given coil. which is linked with the given coil. So to find the either the direction of the induced EMF, to find the either the direction of the induced EMF or induced electrical current, we are using Fleming's right hand rule. So for which purpose we are using the Fleming's right hand rule means to find the direction of the induced current. To find the direction of the induced current, we are using which law? Fleming's right hand rule. So what is the Fleming's right hand rule? How can we define the Fleming's right hand rule? Means we have to stretch our right hand. The thumb is representing the direction of the motion of the conductor, and the forefinger is representing what? Direction of the magnetic field. Thumb is representing what? Direction of the motion of the conductor, and forefinger is representing the direction of the magnetic field, and the middle finger is representing the direction of the induced current, This is about Fleming's right hand rule. So here thumb is denoting what? The thumb is denotes what? Direction of motion of the conductor. The direction of motion of the conductor was represented by the thumb. Next, forefinger. The forefinger is indicating the direction of the magnetic field. The forefinger is representing what? Direction of the magnetic field. Next, the middle finger is indicating the direction of the induced current. So once again, what is the need of the Fleming's right hand rule? Means what is the need of the Fleming's right hand rule? Means by using the Fleming's right hand rule, we are finding the direction of the induced current. For that purpose, we are using what? Fleming's right hand rule in the electromagnetic induction. So what it says means, if you stretch our right hand, the thumb is representing what? The direction of the motion of the conductor. Thumb is representing what? Direction of the motion of the conductor. Next, forefinger is representing what? The forefinger is representing what? Representing the direction of the magnetic field, and the middle finger is indicating the direction of the induced current, So this is about what? Fleming's right hand rule. Thank you.